Okay, I am here to meet a leasing agent so that I can view a space that is almost 7,000 square feet. It includes the front portion, which is considered an office space, is open. And then the back of the space is a warehouse. The leasing agent sent me pictures of the office space, which is really, really a good size, but he did not have pictures of the actual warehouse. And I have a few ideas of what I want to do with the warehouse space. I want to see it, and I need to see the layout to see if it's an open space or if it's like broken up, if it has walls inside of it. So I'm really excited. He's supposed to be here in about 20 minutes, but I just wanted to get here early. I didn't want to get here late. So I'm going to take you all inside so that we can view the space together. He's a little mean. When I talked to him on the phone, he was a little nasty. Then when I send him emails, he don't respond. But anyway, positive, Janelle, positive, stay positive. Okay, so hopefully, with Thanksgiving coming, maybe his attitude has changed a little bit. But sometimes I have found that no matter how terrible a person's personality is, Janelle can work around it. And I understand that with COVID, who knows what people are going through. So I am hoping that this is a great space because it has so many opportunities. It's in a great location. It's in a shopping center with lots of parking, and it has its own security, which is really good. It has lights in the parking lot, which is another plus. So I plan to host different events such as baby showers, birthday parties, anniversary parties, weddings. The space is big enough that you can have a wedding of maybe, I would say, about 100 people. Looking at the pictures, depending on how you set it up, possibly could be more. But of course, a fire marshal will have to determine how many people can fit in the space. So I'm just excited. So let's go. Okay, so I just left the viewing of the venue. It was extremely dark in there, so I couldn't record it because the electricity is off. There's a few things about it that turned me completely off. He showed me the actual space, which I'm going to show you all pictures of. The space itself can be transformed into what I need it to be. The thing that turned me off is when we got to the warehouse. The warehouse was full of items from the company next door. They were using it for storage, which is fine. So he was saying, okay, I'm considering, if you don't need the warehouse, then I'm considering, just renting you the front, which is the office space, which is really what I need. And the back portion, I could use it, but at the same time, it's not necessary. So he had quoted me $5,500 for the 7,000 square foot space. See, what people don't realize is that I know sales. I know how it works. I know how commission works. And I understand that you're trying to make money. I get that. So he was like, okay, if you're not in need of the warehouse, I could just rent you the front. And I said, okay, well, what would you rent the front for? So he goes into his phone, he's calculating. And I'm like, okay, give me the numbers. So he's like 5,100. Now the front space is 3,500 square feet. And the back space, which is the warehouse, is 3,500 square feet. Now, you're telling me that with the front and back space, you quoted me $5,500 for that space. But without the warehouse, you're charging me $5,100 a month? Janelle's no dummy. So I said, you said you quoted me $5,500 for the back. He was like, oh, I did? He said, oh, then I was giving you a good deal because I usually say 7,000. So I hit him with this. What did this space used to be? So he said, it used to be a paint store, sort of like Sherman Williams. They used to sell paint. And I said, okay, how long has this space been empty? So he paused. Let me think about it. This space has been empty for a long time. He said, well, we used to also rent it for things like what you want to do, for VIP events. And I said, oh, okay. And I'm sure they weren't paying you $5,100 a month for this space. So he was like, well, how about $3,500? So you went from $5,100 to $3,500. That's a couple of $1,000s. So I'm looking and I'm like, one thing I don't like is try not to get over on me, because I'm good at reading people. Number one, I understand you trying to make money. Number two, but don't get over on me. Another thing I did not like is that whoever gets the warehouse has to share the space with me as far as the bathroom. So that means when they need to use the bathroom, they need to come from the warehouse into my space to use the bathroom. That's not going to work, because I can't have a wedding going on and your people using the warehouse is coming into the wedding to use the bathroom. So that was out. So, of course, I got to pretend like still interested. Then I look down on the floor. There's dead cockroaches. And I freaking hate cockroach. You ask anybody who knows me, I hate them suckers. And I know that means they're in here. That means they're in here. That means they get in here. And I'm like, I get you can get an exterminator, but I'm going to tell you, in this area, they are hard to get rid of. You can spray, call an exterminator. Them jokers coming back. They finding their way because of this area. And I was like, I don't want to deal with those suckers. I do not. And I'm looking at the carpet and I'm like, what is that? And I even took a picture where you can't tell what it is, but it's a cockroach, a water bug, whatever you want to call it. Don't like them. That was strike 3. And then at the same time, he was like, kind of fast talking. Don't fast talk me, because when you fast talk, you're trying to get me to focus not on what I need to be focused. You're trying to take my focus away, but I'm too smart for that. Because see, one thing about me is I've worked for a lot of companies and I understand what you're doing. So you went from $5,500 to $5,100, now to $3,500. Then he was like, well, the second year it could be, what he say, $3,600 a year. And then the third year it could be $3,700 a year. See, just because you say it, don't mean I have to agree to it. And I said, okay, I will consider that. And the reason I said I would consider it to end this meeting, because I have already decided that this is not the space for me. So I shall keep looking. And until I find a space that I feel like, hey, this is the space, I'm going to keep looking. I'm not going to rush into it. I'm going to let God lead me in the way to it, through it. But and I wore my wig for him. I'm like, God damn, I wore my wig for you, and this place has cockroaches. I do not like them. I look, they are hard to get rid of. Them jokers are hard to get rid of. And I was like, oh, you got them. I remember, I will never forget, I was setting up an event. And I was setting it up by myself, and I was setting up the dessert and candy table for this girl's baby shower. And this lady, she hired me to set it up and to make all the treats and everything. And I'll never forget this. There were decorators in there and everything. I was only doing the table. The biggest cockroach came out, and everybody was screaming and hollering. I said to myself, what if this bug would have came out when all the guests were in here? That's not a good look. So I definitely don't want something like that to happen in my event space. I understand that maybe where else I go may have bugs too, but if I know about them, I'm not even gonna lie. I felt like that was a sign from God, because God knew I didn't like the bugs. God was like, I want her to see this so she can know this is not her space. And I was like, okay, God, I'll keep looking. When I saw that bug, I looked down, I was like, I put my head back up and I was like, that's a no-go for me. That's a no-go for me. And then two, with he was like, I don't want any clubbing, this and that. And I said, well, you don't have to worry about that with me, because I don't plan to do anything that I don't do. I don't club. I'm so you don't expect this to turn into a club. So I'm just trying to have baby showers. Just trying to host baby showers, anniversary parties, birthday parties, weddings. We're not trying to club. So he was like, I'm concerned about, DJ being loud. And that's something, I even thought about, especially, when you're looking for spaces inside of shopping centers, you do have to be conscious of your neighbors. So I told myself, okay, I'll get a surround system. That way I can control the sound and it won't disturb the neighbors. So I'm just going to keep looking. And, you all come on the ride with me. It's going to be an exciting one, and I'm going to keep looking around until I find the perfect space for me. And I really want to stay in a space for at least 3 years. I don't want to stay in a space for 5, because within 3 years, things may change. I may outgrow the space. So I don't want to be locked into a contract for 5 years. And that's something I told him. I'm willing to do 3. I'm not willing to do 5. And that was before I saw the bug. Before I saw the warehouse. Saw the bug, I was like, doing no years. 0. All right, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. And this is the life of Janelle. Okay, this is the first space. It looks pretty big. I don't know if you all can see it. It's quite spacious, but kind of narrow, in my opinion. I mean, it could work. Not too bad. Let's see if I can. There's supposed to be another space around the corner from here. Let's go to that one. Okay, here's another one. It's kind of, it has a door and then what looks like a space. The space beyond the door looks pretty good. And then here's a door which has tint to it, which might be a good thing. And then over here is a little window with a door. Okay. Here's another one. It looks kind of small. It looks like it has an extra room in the back, maybe for storage. Look like it could fit maybe 30 people sitting. What y'all think? I don't know if I like the size of that, but it could be a good start.